Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are a new viewer, welcome back. If you're returning, my name is Aslan and this is my channel on booky things. So anyway, this particular is my March wrap up. So I'm just gonna go through a list. I'm actually gonna post photos here because I already put a bunch of stuff away and donated some of the books I've read and returned to the library and that, so I actually don't have a lot of these books anymore. And so the first one, getting myself distracted, the first one I read in March was The First King of Chanera by Terry Brooks. I loved it, and I had every intention of continuing on with the series throughout March. All the books were available at my library, or at least of the First King, which is the prequel, and then the original trilogy. However, my library only has the annotated edition for Sword of Chanera and a abridged version of The Witch Song, which are books 1 and 3 respectively. Started to read the annotated edition. They only have the audiobook. Found out very quickly I do not like annotated books in audiobook form. So yeah, I'm either going to have to buy the audiobooks or I'm going to have to try and track down a physical copy. I did check my local bookstore. They didn't have them. Amazon did, but they're incredibly expensive. So even Kindle version was expensive. So it's on the back burner for now. It is on my list of like books to look for, but yeah, for now I will not be continuing on with those until I can track them down at a reasonable price. Or my library gets other editions in 1 or 2, whatever happens. And then I finished off The Wicked King and the Queen of Nothing, which are books 2 and 3 of the Cruel Prince trilogy by Holly Black. Spoilers aside, I enjoyed them. I really enjoyed them. Book 3 had a little bit of a weirdness going on right before the end, but you know what, the way it wrapped up, there was a lot more intrigue in the second book than in the first, and in the third book it was really like kind of wrapping everything up, and it wrapped up really nicely. A very satisfying ending. Incredibly happy with it. Then I read Shadow of the Gods, the new book by John Gwynne. I believe it was just released last year. Book 2 is coming out on April 10th. I have already pre-ordered book 2, and I will probably be reading that on a release day. I loved this world. I loved the characters, the build-up, the whole, like Norse, Scandinavian mythology that he's weaving in. Very Viking feeling, very atmospheric. I'm enjoying it incredibly, and I cannot wait for book 2. So, spoiler alert, book 2 is on my TBR for April, which will be in another video. Then I read The Legacy of Ash by Matthew Ward. Loved this series. Would have liked to continue on with books 2 and 3, however, they are massive chunkers. And I just could not get to them if I wanted to finish off the other books I need to finish by the end of the month. So I've got quite a list for April. I don't know if I'll get to them in April. They're kind of my backup books. If I end up DNFing or something, they'll be the ones I'll pick up. Finally finished the audiobook for Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. Enjoying it. That is a series that I will be continuing on with. Again, probably not in April. That might be more of a May thing. I'll see how it goes. Then I read Born to be Bound by Addison I don't remember the name, but you know what? It's going to be up here somewhere. Anyway, this is a Omegaverse book. I'm not really going to recommend it. For me personally, it's really short. It was like 200 pages. I whipped through it on a Sunday where I wasn't feeling well and I didn't really want to focus on anything. It just trigger warnings out the wazoo, okay? Like, just, yeah. It was good for what it was. I wasn't expecting anything spectacular. It's incredibly dark, and like I said, trigger warnings all out the yin yang. Just don't, yeah. I wish more books actually came with trigger warnings, because it'd be so much easier to cater to what kind of crap you want to read. Anyway, the books I am currently reading, crossing fingers, hoping to finish by the end of March, so in a couple of days, is Winter's Heart, book 9 of the Wheel of Time. Finally came up at my library. I've only been waiting like 5 months. Finally came up, was available. I got it. It's on a time crunch, so as are a couple other Wheel of Time books that I was able to get, because they also came up all at once. That was a thing that happened. So yeah, that will probably, because it's so big, going to have to go into April. And then Trapped by Kevin Hearn, part of the Iron Druid Chronicles, which I am working my way through the ones I have. I do believe that this one is book 6. I might correct that in my TBR video, because I'll probably find out what the next one is. But anyway, I am currently halfway through it. I should have it finished by the end of the month. So that is the wrap up. I will be filming a TBR fairly quickly here, but I don't want the video to get too long, so I am splitting them up. And yeah, that's it for this one. I will see you guys in the next video.